Welcome to the Q's Reviews.
Hey there, and welcome to my horror book collection. And just to let you guys know, and I do apologize in advance here, this will be a bit of a lengthy video. I will be starting off with the Stephen King books that I have. This will be part one of my videos because I have started unpacking some of my boxes, and I came across some things that I'd like to share with you guys via my horror book collection. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm going to start off here with a hardcover book. I do not have the cover art paper on it because I do put those aside and save them. I have to unpack those one day when I find those, but this book here is Stephen King, It. Now, we all know It very, very well. Look at the size of that. That's insane. Now, speaking of It, I also do have the It paperback, which really, look at that. Poor cover. Sad. But I love the artwork. Very nice artwork. I've read this book a lot, like maybe 8-9 times. And yeah, the movies, both versions, the 90s and the remakes, never compared to the book. The book is very well detailed, and a lot of stuff in here that I do not think they could even put in movies today, I don't think. Because of, people freaking out over every little damn thing someone says. So, or shows or whatever. No freedom anywhere anymore. But, yeah, the cover really is in bad shape. But, like I said, love the book. I actually love all the films. I know there's hate on the remakes, but I don't give a shit. I love the books, the movies, everything about it. It's a damn killer clown from outer space, guys. Yeah, the second ending, the remake for Chapter 2, the ending was a little stupid, even to me. They could have made a whole different looking creature, to me, actually, instead of trying to remake what he looked like in the 90s version. But to kill a clown with yelling at it with insults was a little much to me. They could have actually used weapons, killed the damn thing. Like those little silver trinkets that Annette O'Toole used there in the 90s. Or that classic saying, battery acid, yes slime. Maybe throw some real battery acid in there this time. I have no idea. Something, throw some real batteries at the damn thing. There's junk all over the damn place. But either way, let's move on to the next books. Now, the next one I have here is Stephen King, The Tommyknockers. And I will turn the book around a bit here. Now, I love this book. The book is fantastic. Very fun and easy read, really small chapters. The mini-series that they had on TV, no justice to this book. They had an awesome cast for the movie, but to me it fell flat. There was a bunch of hype for the movie when it came out, and I was excited to see it, the whole thing, and I went out and rented it and watched it. Did not care for the movie. I thought it was really, really, really crap. But I don't know what they try to do with the adaptations with Stephen King sometimes. Like, they completely kill it, They try to do their own thing like Stanley Kubrick did with The Shining, but then destroy it. So I will go to the next book. Now, the next book here I actually have the cover for. And it is Stephen King, The Dark Half. Now, fantastic book and fantastic movie. I love the movie. And I love the book. Look at that face, guys. Isn't that a scary face? All right, moving on. All right, now I have here a Stephen King / Peter Straub book, which is Black House. Best-selling author of The Talisman. Now, I will read the back here. Let's hope it focuses in good. It says, Jack Sawyer is a retired Los Angeles homicide detective living in a small hamlet of Tamarack, Wisconsin. He has no recollection of the events 20 years ago that led him to a parallel universe called The Territories to save his mother from certain death. When a series of gruesome murders occurs in western Wisconsin, Jack's buddy, the local chief of police, begs Jack to help the inexperienced force find the killer. As cryptic messages in Jack's waking dream become increasingly difficult to ignore, he is drawn back to the Territories to his own hidden past, where he must find the soul strength to enter a terrifying house at the end of a deserted tract of forest and to encounter the obscene and ferocious evil sheltered within it. And I have not got to this book yet, guys. So if any of you have read The Black House, let me know if it's any good. It sounds amazing, actually. And I can't wait to dive right into this thing. Now, I'll move on. Now, the next book I have here, sorry about the shakiness, is Stephen King, Different Seasons. And this is a really messed up, interesting book. It says here, an unjustly imprisoned convict seeks a strange and startling revenge. A teenager becomes both the puppet and the puppet master of evil. 4 rambunctious young boys plunge through the facade of a small town and come face to face with life, death, and intimations of their own mortality. A disgraced woman is determined to triumph over death. These are your guides to the ultimate in fascination, as Stephen King shows the horror that lurks within us all. And was a really cool book, guys. I read this twice, and I enjoyed it both times. I think I even enjoyed it more the second read. And I wish they made this into a movie as well. It'd be like an anthology movie, which would be pretty cool. Now, next up is one of my all-time favorite Stephen King books that not many people have heard of, I've noticed, because I haven't heard many people talk about this book. And I really do wish they made a movie of this one, because it just blew my mind reading this book, and I thought it was excellent. And the book I'm talking about is Stephen King, The Eyes of the Dragon. And I love the artwork on this thing. I don't know if you guys can see it properly, but there's like scales on the book. And you can actually feel them. Feel the scales, which is pretty cool. Now I will read the back to you guys. There's some more artwork there of the castle. I believe there's a meteor coming as well. Almost like Game of Thrones type thing. There's an eclipse happening and all kinds of weird stuff going on here, guys. But I love what it says here in the back. It says, once upon a time, there was terror, and dragons, and princes, evil wizards, and dark dungeons, an enchanted castle, and terrible secret. With this enthralling masterpiece of magical evil and daring adventure, Stephen King takes you into his icy grip and leads you into the most shivery and irresistible kingdom of wickedness, the Eyes of the Dragon. And I tell you guys, this is a fantastic read. If you guys have not even heard of this, I recommend to pick it up, read it ASAP. You guys will not be disappointed. And I have to say that is if you guys are into this medieval Lord of the Rings type deal. If you're not into that stuff, then don't pick it up. Don't bother. Just ignore what I just said there. And but if you're a Stephen King fan, no matter what, and you like to read all of his stuff, check this book out. It's amazing. All right, moving on. All right, guys, I got 2 more Stephen King books here to show you. The second to last one here is The Green Mile Part 1. The 2 Dead Girls. I do have the other books. They are just packed away right now, and I am glad I found at least Part 1, because if I did want to start reading it, I have the beginning. I will not read the back, but I will just put it right there, so if you want to pause it and just read the back there, I'm sorry it's a little blurry. And, yeah, The Green Mile, great books, great movie. And for the last Stephen King book, now I love this book as well, very much, and it's very different than the movie, but I also love the movie very much. And it is Stephen King, Christine. And guys, if you read this book and then watch the movie like right after you're done reading this book, or not even, just read like maybe 5 chapters of this book and then start watching the movie, and you will start seeing the differences that quickly, I'm telling you. But like I said, they were both very well done. I love the book, love the movie. John Carpenter did a great job making the movie. And I wish Stephen King went with John Carpenter to make more of his films, actually. That would have been cool. Or, you know, higher up, like higher names like that, you know, John Carpenter or Wes Craven or somebody that had good credibility. Like, you know, I guess he was a little worried after he handed his Shining over to Stanley Kubrick. But I still think it would have been interesting since it went well, the Christine movie, you know. So that's going to be it for the Stephen King books, and I will show you some more of my horror collection. Alright guys, now for the next book, I got Dean R. Koontz, or also known as just Dean Koontz, The House of Thunder. Have not read this one yet. I don't mind Dean Koontz. I think he is a bit of a ripoff of Stephen King a little bit, but he is just a horror book guy, so I like that as well. Any type of horror novel I can get is awesome. They did make some of his books into film as well, such as The Funhouse, which I do love the book, The Funhouse, a little bit more than the movie. The movie is good, though. I do love the movie, don't get me wrong. But there is, I think, 3 or 4 parts that were in the book that I wish they put in the movie of The Funhouse, which would have made The Funhouse that much better. Alright, moving on. Now guys, this book here that I'm about to show is a really fun book. One day I'll make a video of just this book because that's kind of how fun it is. And it is another Dean Koontz book. And it's illustrated by Phil Parks, meaning he did the artwork. So I will show you the book. It is called Santa's Twin. And I love the artwork in this, guys. It is fantastic. And I think in the beginning pages or whatnot, they ask you to find all the snowmen. And I believe there's even a snowman right there in the painting on the cover. It's kind of blurry. I do apologize for that. It's not focusing in, but I will show you what I mean for an example, guys. See those snowmen? I can't remember if it's written there, but I will find that saying to find all the snowmen. Like it asks if you can find all the snowmen, and snowmen are like in every picture, guys. So even this one here, I believe the snowman is hidden. I will find it one day when I show you guys more. But for example, You see snowmen there. You see a snowman there. You see a snowman right there. Snowman right there. A snowman right there. And so on and so forth, guys. And I will go more in depth in that book. But I believe there was a saying, I'm not sure exactly where in the book, if you can find all the snowmen. And I thought that was a really cool thing to put into a book, as well as reading the storyline. And I found it a very cool Christmas horror story, which I might actually read around Christmas time, maybe. Have a little Christmas horror jingle. Alright, moving on. Alright guys, now I'm going to be showing you some horror books that are based off of movies. And not the other way around. And I have here Poltergeist. Love the book. Basically, it's the movie. And it's funny that the author's name is James Caan. Not spelt like the actor James Caan, but it's just, it's funny. But yeah, I enjoyed the book, definitely. It is a fun read. It's basically the movie in book form. So if you don't own the movie, just sit down and read the book. It's just as good. And I will move on to the next book. Next up here, I've got The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. Now, this is a fantastic book. I believe that they added some things in this book that were supposed to be, how can I say this? The movie that you haven't seen that has the extra scenes, I think the scenes are in this book. Either way, see the movie. It's the most electrifying thing that will ever happen to you. Over 7 million copies in print. And, you know, it's The Exorcist. We all love The Exorcist. It did not scare me at all, though. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm one of the people that it did not scare at all. I did not find nothing scary about this. But either way, I thought it was an excellent story. I thought the idea of the story was fantastic. And I suggest get the book, because it is a different type of read than it is than the actual movie is there. So, moving on. Alright, to try to speed this up a little bit here, guys, I'm going to show you 3 books at once. And they are Jaws 2, The Nightmares on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master, and Part 5, The Dream Child, and Jason Lives. He's back, and he won't want to be alone. Jason Lives, Friday the 13th, Part 6. And I believe it's the Freddy book here that has pictures in it, guys. So I'm going to try to quickly go through the pictures. I just got to find them here. Here they are. Sorry about that. And there's a picture. Freddy on the beach. Move my fingers out the way so you guys can see a better picture. I do apologize again for this video being so lengthy. What are my thoughts on Friday the Friday? I'm looking at the Jason book. Sorry, guys. What's my thoughts on 4 and 5 of Freddy? They were fun. Definitely fun watches. They were not the more serious movies, but I enjoyed them nonetheless. I really thought the killings were inventive and a little out there. Less serious, though, like in the first one. The first one just, it didn't scare me, the first one. Not at all. I don't know what it is about me, but I didn't get scared by these kind of guys. I got scared by like a little troll. Jaws definitely did it for me. I still don't go near the ocean because besides Jaws, there's other creatures out there, man, like we don't know about. So either way, here's some more pictures here. I am so happy I got to meet Robert Englund. Unfortunately, I was a kid. I think I was like 8 when I met him, so I'm not that sharp of memory at that part. I do remember a little bit of what I said to him and his response back to me, which I told him, I believe, that I loved him in his Freddy movies, and I want to see him do more. And I believe the response he said to me was, "That is excellent, dude. I will see you in your dreams." Which, now thinking back on it, I was so happy that he talked to me, but now thinking about it, he was just trying to rush me so he can sign the more autographs. But he seemed like a cool guy overall, and I was glad to meet him. Now, I do have a couple more books here. They are not horror related. I'm just going to throw them in because they are movie related. And the first one I'll show you is by Dan Brown, Angels and Demons. Did not mind the series, Da Vinci Code and whatnot. Book versions though. The Tom Cruise movie, Tom Cruise. That's funny. Tom Hanks, not Tom Cruise. Maybe with Tom Cruise it would have been better. Who knows? But Tom Hanks. That's funny, guys. Either way, yeah, the Tom Hanks movies I didn't really care for too much, but the books were excellent. And the last book that I'm going to show you here, guys, is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It is basically the film in a nutshell in paperback. And again, if you don't own the movie, but you own the book, just sit down, read the book, and you're basically watching the movie in your head. And that's going to be it for the horror book collection, part 1. When I find more, I will show you those, guys. And thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. You all take care, and ciao.